Hey, how you guys doing?
Joe, what have you noticed about the way Chase Young has gone about generating different types of pressures or all these pressures, and just like what have you seen from kind of his like does he vary up his like the way he attacks tackles and all that sort of stuff?
Yeah, I think he's gotten better just in terms of BY working with him, just in terms of different type of moves he can use. We're moving around a little bit just in terms of our pass rush games. But the thing with him, you see him, he's big, he's athletic, he's strong. So, you want to set your moves up. So a lot of times you see him with the bull rush. Now he's coming with the move, in the next play. But he did a great job this past game, just getting pressures and hitting the quarterback.
Joe, based on what you've seen on film, what specifically about Jayden Daniels makes him so tough as a runner? Speed, elusiveness, all of it.
It's everything. I really remember watching him, looking at the DBs because LSU had really good receivers. And I remember one game against a really good team, he had about 100 yards on 3 scrambles. So right then I was like, man, this dude's going to be a problem. And you see that. I think he is a pocket passer. I think he goes to his progressions. I think he has the arm strength to make all the throws, very accurate on his deep balls. But when things break down, he definitely extends plays. And I don't know how fast he is, but he's running away from people. So he's kind of a dual threat. He's a problem. We're going to have different ways to try to control him and keep him in the pocket.
Darren said the other day that you were on staff with Dan Quinn. What do you remember with that?
Way back in the day. I'm dating myself, but back in 1998, so I was on staff. Me, him, and Raheem Morris were all on the defensive staff. And Quinny's one of my best friends. Great guy, salt to the earth type of personality. But he's made it a long way. He's always tried to carry me throughout with different job opportunities, which I appreciated. And I'm happy to see him back being the head coach. He's definitely a guy that players respond to that like, and I'm sure Marshawn is developing a great relationship with him.
No, you don't have to deal with Marshawn this week, but I mean, just seeing him, looking forward to seeing him.
You know what? It's a business. I know organizations make the best decisions when it comes to situations like that. And again, I think Marshawn's in a good place. Like I said, I know Dan Quinn, how he operates, who he is as a person. I'm just happy he has an opportunity to go somewhere, continue to build success in his career. I hate to see him go, but that's not something I can control. So I'm gonna go out, hug him. Hope he hugs me back. But I look forward to seeing him for sure.
How do you think he'll fit under Dan, or is Dan's system like beneficial to him?
Yeah, I don't know exactly what they're asking him to do, but I just know that I think he'll build a great relationship with Dan, and I think he'll go out there, he'll play hard for him, and be an asset for their team.
How have Alante and Kool-Aid, I guess one at a time instead of always lumping them together, but how have you liked the last couple of weeks of their growth?
Last week was a good game. There were some technique things that we worked on and we talked about with Alante, and I saw him make a couple plays, just kind of fixing some of the issues he's had. So that was big for him in the game. And then, Kool-Aid's continuing to grow, each game. The biggest thing with him is being consistent throughout the game. So there's times, where he's away from the ball, you don't see it, where he plays really good technique. But there's just a couple little details at times that he has to tighten up. And that'll eliminate some of the plays he's been hitting on. But I think they're both improving, and we're going to need those guys, especially with the challenge we're going to have this week.
Back to the first question about Chase. I mean,
Yeah.
Even though he's kind of a young guy, I think we kind of consider him a known commodity since he's been in the league now for so long. But still a young guy. Like, are there areas where that you can specify that he's gotten better or developed part of his craft that needed to be developed this year?
Yeah, I think you saw the results of that last week. Just his ability to affect the passer. Because I think maybe early on in his career, when you have a big athletic guy that can run and strong, you don't develop as many moves. He's probably more of a bull rusher, long arm type of player. But you can see, he's developing, some different things that he's doing. And that's where I see the growth for him. In terms of the run game, he's big and physical. He's doing all the things we ask him. I think he's more comfortable with the system. And again, we're just trying to streamline some things that we're doing. And I feel like he's made some progress the last couple of games.
Ochsner was long enough ago that I think you can get away with claiming now that you were the first one to discover Marcus Colston and sell it around here.
I think he came after me.
It was like 1 year after
Yeah,
you left, so
no.
you could have said you put him on the radar.
No. I didn't have anything to do with that. But that was a great experience there with Joe Gardy's the head coach. And like I said, I was there. Dan, Raheem Morris, Kyle Flood, who's now OC at Texas. I mean, there was a lot of good coaches, a lot of good relationships developed there over the years.
That's a good stuff. Thank you.
Thanks, Joe.
Yep. All right.